Here we have the new 2026 Nissan Altima. Now this Altima comes in the SV Special Edition trim level. Pearl white tri-coat is the paint, and then we have charcoal cloth interior. The powertrain consists of a 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine mated to the Xtronic CVT. That gets you 188 horsepower, 180 pound-feet of torque. As we come around to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with the LED daytime running lights. The lights don't dance like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up. But the Altima, I like the special edition. Really nice styling throughout. I like the black accents you'll see. There's like a little bit of work done around the exhaust tips. It's just a very tasteful package here. Coming down to these wheels, these are going to be 17-inch alloy. We do get passive keyless entry on the front. And then to the door panel here, we get one-touch up and down windows on the front, regular power windows on the back, power door lock controls, rear window lock out there, power mirror controls, and then we do get blind spot monitors there. Trunk release, brightness for the gauge cluster, trip meter, hood release there, gas cap, and then you do get a foot pedal parking brake. Manual tilt telescoping steering wheel. And there's the power driver's seat. Sorry for the wind noise in advance, it's awful, but I want to give a huge thanks to John Roberts Nissan here in Manchester, Tennessee for allowing me to review this car today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. Now, I have the seat in front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs, so we're gonna check out this space in a moment. So really good space in the back of the Altima, kind of like in the Camrys and the Accords. You can fit full-size adults in here, 6 feet, no problem. Now these are part of the SV Special Edition, I believe, as well. The rear AC vents in the back, and then you get a USB-C, USB-A charge port down below. And there's a look at the front from back here. Power sunroof. This middle seat folds down. Bottle holders here. And then your child lock, unlock there. There's the fuel cap. Now Nissan just has a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder here. It's not really doing the hybrids like Honda and Toyota tend to do, but that kind of affects the price point as well. Love the dual exhaust. It's got a nice hum to it. And I love the kind of like splitter around it too. I think that's an option with this package, and it looks good. Here's a look in the trunk space. Pretty good size, I think. And this has a first aid kit and whatnot there. But underneath you can fit a spare. But I think this one might just have the inflator kit in it. No, there's a spare underneath there. Let's see if I can show it. There it is. So spare tire underneath. And you can pull these down, hang bags on them if you want to. There's a release for the rear seat. You also, this one has an included spoiler, which is really nice too. And then the seat will fold pretty much flat, run longer objects through. Top tethers are integrated on the back of the seats themselves, or behind the seats themselves, excuse me. And then you have your lower anchors back in here. And then here we have a manual 4-way passenger seat. Glove compartment. I like this trim here too, that looks nice. It's not wood grain, but it looks really good. Now as we come back around to the front, just a quick look in the engine bay. There's that 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. Before we get out of the wind, I'm just gonna show off the blinkers. So we get the kind of hard plastic vinyl wrap steering wheel here. There's the horn. Now over to the radio, again, this is a 12.3 inch optional screen with this SV premium package or special edition. And you get AM, FM, XM, Bluetooth, wireless CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility. And you get that newer setup in this upgraded screen here. You can add, you know, a widget if you want to. So I'm just gonna kind of walk you through the sub menus. So you have a setting icon pretty much up here for the radio. And then in the home page, you can go to the settings right here. And your general settings, you can change your language if you want to, as well as your units of measurement for the temperature. Backup cameras here, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. Then a volume knob here, you can click that to turn the audio off. Pull up the camera on the fly there in terms of the display settings. And then also, you can do the predictive course lines if you want those on or off. Hazards are down here. And then at the bottom, dual zone automatic climate controls. So you can set the fan speed, auto, cut the whole system on or off, sync, and then the AC there. A USB-C and a USB-A port connects directly to the radio. 12 volt, then a wireless charging pad here. And for the shifter, just hit the brake, pull the lever, reverse, neutral drive. You have that low gear, and then you have your sport mode, which you can toggle by hitting this. It's easier to show it right here. This button right here. Bottle holders, center console cubby space. There's a sunroof, so we're gonna one touch slide that back. Then you can close it one touch as well. There's a look at the back seat from up here. Sunglasses holder, the vanity mirror, and then back up front, left side stock blinkers, high beams, then your auto lights there, intermittent wipers on this side, one time off, intermittent low, high. You can adjust that intermittent frequency right there in the middle and then pull up for the fluid. Left side of the steering wheel, volume down, volume up, and these four arrows go through the middle part of the gauge cluster, so you can see fuel economy, tire pressure monitors. Come over here to your settings, change your clock, units or language in here as well, and this is where you can change the tire pressure, or if you want to change the fuel and all that, you can do that as well. But back button, track list, radio station presets, cruise control over here, set your speed, cancel, voice recognition, Bluetooth. Push button start is right there. Finally, here's the key fob with remote start. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2026 Nissan Altima SV Special Edition out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Altima SV Special Edition, the Special Edition package is only like $1,300, $1,400, but it really adds quite a bit to the overall package you get here. It really starts to feel like a 32 grand car, in my opinion, just from the screen to the dual zone climate controls to the splitter around the exhaust. It's just a really nice overall package to pay a little bit extra money for. On top of that, just adding the stock capability of wireless CarPlay, Android Auto, it's I highly recommend it. If you're gonna get an SV, get the Special Edition package, unless you just really need to save money. But driving, I mean, it's easy to drive this Altima. Honestly, the Rogue has really taken over the market that the Altima used to have, because you can get about the same space in an SUV. But there's just still something about this car. I really like, I guess, how much of a car it is. It's a four-door sedan. It drives like a sedan. It looks like a sedan. And there are a few of us diehards that are still out there that just like how a car drives. And you know, a Nissan Rogue, as nice as it is never gonna be able to touch the feeling of being behind the wheel of a four-door car. Being lower to the ground, just having more of a closeness to the road, if you will. Now the fuel economy with this car is 26 miles per gallon city, 36 highway. You could probably do a little better on the highway if you try hard enough. The city, it's gonna be hard. You don't have a hybrid powertrain here. I don't think you have the auto stop either. So that kind of just cuts into your city fuel economy. And I really wish Nissan would, you know, they were making hybrids a while ago and I guess they could never really get it right. But the fuel economy with those hybrids, specifically the Altima hybrid, was really good at that point in time compared to everyone else, or compared to just a regular four-cylinder car. And I just think it's interesting that they haven't really been able to get on board with the hybrids yet, because you already have a CVT in basically every car. Why not just pair an electric motor with it or two and get that fuel economy that the Camry's getting, or the fuel economy that the Optimas are getting, or not the Optimas, but the Sonatas are getting, because there's a big market for hybrid cars. You know, there are a lot of people that want to have these great fuel economy numbers. They're not ready to go full electric. They don't like, you know, the range gets cut when you're driving in the winter, and they don't really like adapting. Most Americans don't, honestly. They don't like adapting to things that they don't know they don't like. So if you could get a hybrid Altima that's getting 45, 50 miles per gallon, I feel like you could get that market share back, at least some of it. But therein lies part of the problem is, you know, this is still $32,000 compared to getting a hybrid Camry with similar options, similar equipment, and adaptive cruise for probably around the same price, maybe just a tad bit more. So I have the car in sport mode now. We're gonna see if we can get it to pull getting on the interstate here. Not gonna floor it, but gonna give it a little something. Here we go. So not bad acceleration. Now I do want to give one more big thanks to John Roberts Nissan here in Manchester, Tennessee, for allowing me to review this car today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But I mean, overall, it's a solid four-door option, I think. It's not necessarily the quickest, it's not the most fuel efficient, but you get something that's different, you get something that is likable, I think, and it still has a lot of features for the money. Blind spot monitors are nice. Having this newer upgraded screen is nice. The dual zone climate controls, push button start, remote start. It's a lot for almost $32,000. And that's before even considering the sunroof. But still a solid car, I think, today. You just have to make sure you maintain these CVTs. But for the most part, Nissan has similar reliability to, you know, the older 90s, 2000 cars that you can still see getting 400, 500,000 miles out of an engine and transmission, depending on how you drive them and how you take care of them. And the sound acoustics in here are actually pretty good. Road noise not bad, wind noise not bad. And it's simple. It's a simple basic transportation vehicle that looks really cool with this premium paint, with this newer upgraded screen, the wheels. And you know, I think it's a hot car for it to be an Altima with the SV trim. So all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2026 Nissan Altima SV Special Edition.